Hey, what's happening YouTube? Steve again with Rake and Profit, coming back to you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to do an episode of the Clothing Classroom. And I've done an episode like this in the past, and I'm going to do it again just because it was so much fun. There's so many cool things to be looking at. So today I want to be talking about the brand Ralph Lauren Polo. And obviously you're going to come across a lot of normal stuff like average polo shirts and sweaters and stuff like that. But I want to show you guys some really cool stuff in the Ralph Lauren Polo brand that goes for a ton of money. And I'll tell you right now, this stuff's really hard to come across, but if you find it, you're going to make some money. So with that being said, let's jump into today's episode of the Clothing Classroom. First item is a really nice rugby style shirt, and it has the USA on it with the big pony. These things are sweet. I actually sold one of these recently, and they go quick and they are in demand. Look out for those things. Here we have someone who lotted up 10 Ralph Lauren Polo shirts, and this is what you can do, and this is what I usually do, just because it's really not worth my time to sell them individually. Just take a whole bunch of them, the same size or whatnot, lot them all together, and you can usually get a good bang for your buck. And this person actually snatched up 185 bucks plus 11 to ship. Next item is a sweet vintage Polo Sport. This is kind of like a I don't know if it's a side brand, but it's kind of a little different than a normal Ralph Lauren Polo. It's a sport version, and the vintage stuff in this type of item goes for a lot of money. I mean, check this out. 7 bids for $330. Unbelievable. Here we have a nice Ralph Lauren Polo leather jacket, and I've picked one of these up in the past. They're hard to come across, but if you find them in good condition and there's no tears or rips or anything going on with the lining inside, you're going to make a lot of money. And this one actually went for $239. Next, we have a authentic Ralph Lauren Polo Parka style jacket. And I'll tell you right now, the Parka jackets, they always seem to do well, especially if you get a good brand. I actually sold a Michael Kors Parka the other day, probably about a month ago, and ended up getting like 60 or 70 bucks, something like that. And it actually had a rip in it too. So if you get them in good condition, you're going to make a lot of money. Next, we have a really nice vintage hand knit cotton Ralph Lauren Polo sweater pullover style type item, and this thing's cool. It's got that Native American kind of look to it, and these things do really well in the Ralph Lauren Polo. Also keep an eye out for this in the brand Pendleton. They are just killer, and you're gonna make a lot of money. Definitely hard to come across though. Next is a vintage Ralph Lauren Polo jacket, and you can just tell this thing is vintage all day long just based on the color. And this thing's actually from 1992. See if I can see some pictures. Here we go. Just a really nice item. You find this vintage Ralph Lauren Polo stuff with the weird colors and the odd style, I mean, you're going to make a killing. And this thing went for $219. Boom! Next, we have another vintage Ralph Lauren Polo. This looks like it's a kind of like a turtleneck sweatshirt or something like that, size extra large. I mean, look at the design. Again, from 1992. Polo Active was the name on the front. $346. Now, am I going to tell you guys that you can go out to the thrift store and find this? Honestly, you probably could, but it's really highly unlikely. But I'm sure they're out there. Just keep your eye out for this stuff because, you know, you watch this video, you find it once, and it just pays for it, and it's worth your time. So anyways, next item is a really nice jacket. Look out for these Ralph Lauren stuff that has these little patches on it that says like maybe racing or swimming or yachting, something like that. But this is actually the racing style jacket. Big pony on the front. Really nice item. $160. Next item, we have the Big Bear on a, it looks like a sweatshirt. The Big Bear is killer, and I'm sure if you guys have been kind of looking through the Ralph Lauren Polo brand and maybe scanning the completed listings for the highest things that sold, you know that the bear stuff is always at the top. Keep your eye out for the Big Bear on Ralph Lauren Polos, and I'm telling you, you're going to make some big bucks. Next, we have a nice Ralph Lauren Polo leather vest. And looks like this thing was actually brand new. Look at the price tag on it. Does that say, oh, sorry. It looks like that says $11.95 on it. That's amazing. This thing went for $470. Killer score. And the last item I want to show you is a really nice tweed Ralph Lauren Polo blazer. Keep your eye out for the blazers that are made out of tweed, especially in a good brand, and you're going to make yourself a nice profit. That went for 180 bucks. So appreciate everybody watching this episode of the Clothing Classroom. Hopefully you guys learned a few new things. If you didn't, I mean, it's always good to freshen up and see these things. So maybe when you're out and about at the thrift stores, auctions, yard sales, wherever you go, you could find these things and recognize them and make some really good profits. So if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment, subscribe, and if you guys have any questions or want to stay up to date with what's going on and what I'm selling, please head over to my Facebook at Rake and Profit. I'm always updating new stuff and exclusive videos just for my Facebook friends. So again, take care, and thanks for watching. Bye.